Rose. Good morning and welcome to Roses from Concrete. I'm your host Rosetta. Today we are about to plant our starter plants in the ground here at the community garden. If you watched our last two videos, we created a starter plant and we also refilled our garden beds with good soil. So now we're ready for planting. In this video, I will begin to tell you or show you how to plant your starter plants and show you the finished product. Once they're in the ground, they should be able to flourish. Just need watering. You know, you might come up with some issues through the planting process and watching them grow. We'll also address those in later videos, but today we're just going to plant. So watch as we get started. Okay guys, so we've gotten most of our tomato starters planted. I just wanted to show you what's going on and how we put these in the ground. And this is what you're going to do with most of your starters. Of course, you know, you can pull the cube out of the tray. Here you're going to see the roots. You want to kind of pull them loose at the bottom so they can breathe. They're not stuck in their ball. But here you can see we have more than one tomato plant. It's not going to hurt to pull them off. As long as they have a root intact, you just pull them off the ball if you have more than one in your tray. As long as the root is intact, it's fine. It doesn't matter how big the root is. Also with tomato plants, it doesn't really matter how high you bury them. I always suggest bury your plants maybe about a half of an inch past the root. Because with tomatoes, all these hairs that you see going up and down the tomato plant, those are just roots waiting to happen. So even if you were to bury them all the way up, that top part is going to turn into, sorry guys, it was a wasp or something. That top part is going to turn into roots. So just a word of advice, even if you bury them too high with tomato plants, you're just going to get roots either way. So at my shovel, all we're going to do, we're going to drop in one there. And with my tomato plants, I want to get the most food that I can get out of this box. So I'm burying these, I'm doing just a 5x5 box. So I have 4 rows of tomatoes and each of them are getting about a square foot and a half space because I want to get the most food out of this box. So I like to use square root gardening or square foot gardening because with this food I want to be able to sell it to come back next year, and I want to be able to give some away to the community like I always do. So I always use square root gardening to get the most food out of this box. So we're done with the tomatoes. What I have left I'm going to take home and put in my own garden, but just wanted to show you. Simple, dig a hole that's going to cover it up to the root, and then cover it up to the root and a little past that. So probably about, like I said, a half an inch to an inch past that. These are going to be good. The soil's already wet because it rained, so they won't need a feeding today, but they'll probably be fed tomorrow because it's July. We're starting late in the season, and then we're going to move on to the next box, but you're just going to follow that pattern with the rest of your plants that you have. Pull them out, pull the roots out. If you have more than one plant, make sure some part of the root is intact with the plant. Put it in the ground, and if you're like me and you want to get the most out of the box, do the square foot gardening. Give every plant a square foot. That way you're getting the most food out of your plants and your space. So I will continue on with planting, and then I will follow up with you at the end, show you where everything is, and we will see you on the next video. So you can just watch as I go along and plant. Thanks. Okay guys, so the sun is starting to come up. We were out here at 7:30, 7 o'clock, but it's starting to get hot, and so hard to find a place to record. when the sun is shining. But we did get all of the plants in our beds. And I'm probably going to come out. I still have some plants at home to fill in space, like I said, because I like to use as much space as I possibly can to make sure that we're getting the most food out of the space. So, but we're going to do a quick walkthrough on where we planted what, and what needs, the most sun and all of that stuff. So we'll just do a quick walkthrough. So first, in our first bed, we have our tomatoes, which you can see here. Now with these, it's probably about a good, maybe, see, I did about 16 plants in this bed. Over on the other side, we have our corn, which is the bed is packed highest with soil because they need mounds, and I'll probably need to add more dirt depending on what happens with them. But this is our corn. In this bed, we put a few plants because, when you're dealing with any type of melon or cucumber, they need plenty of space. And sometimes some of them die off. So I did start it with 6 melon plants in this bed. We might end up with a survival rate of about half, but these are going to take over the whole bed and give us plenty of melons. They'll even grow outside of the bed. Here we have cucumber, and they're the same way. They grow everywhere. So we did 4 here. Hopefully we'll have maybe about a survival rate of 2 of them. They'll spread, they'll go everywhere. Plenty of cucumbers for 2 plants. We always give them plenty of space. We don't do the square rooting or square foot gardening for any type of melons or anything that grows like a melon. Then we have our green bean plants, which I still have trays at home that need to go out here. I'll probably put another, like I said, I'll do square foot, so I'll probably do another 3 here. My green peppers, same. I'll probably do another 4 here. I still have a tray. Still have 1 straggler here that I need to put in, actually. But these, once they get in the ground, they grow really quickly. So you'll be surprised when we do our next video and see what's going on with them. But these are our green pepper. Like I said, I'm probably going to add another 4 in here tomorrow. I left the tray. I felt like they needed a little bit more time. Well, actually, it won't be tomorrow. It'll be next week. And then this bed is going to be our greens. Haven't planned it. I do these directly with seed. So I'm going to probably wait and put those in on a video so you can see how I do that. I'm going to cut that out. Yep. So we had a bit of technical difficulties. Sorry about that. We were talking about putting in our greens here that I'm going to do from seed, which is what I usually do. They'll be in that bed, so it's empty. And then last bed is our lettuce, which we had a straggler that left from last year, a tomato plant, which you see over here, which was really small last time we came, but it has grown tremendously. It's already fruiting, actually. So I didn't want to move her. Just left her here. But she's already flowering beautifully. Plenty of tomatoes already coming in on her. Flowers, anywhere you see a flower, of course, is where a tomato will appear. She's got lots of flowers and tomatoes. Yes. Got it. Alrighty, and so here's our lettuce. This is romaine, so I put more than 1 in a square because they're going to just grow up in a bundle. So it'll be full of lettuce. So we are all done planting. I'm going to give everything. I wasn't going to water, but once I got into the dirt, I realized that most of the dirt towards the bottom wasn't wet. So I'm going to give it a really good water so that it'll be good for the next maybe 3 to 4 days until I'm back. And we are good to go. So this concludes this video with our planting. We'll probably do a few more planting videos to add more. We'll probably do something on, putting together boxes, because I do plan on extending the garden as well. We do appreciate you. We do want you to like us on Facebook at 2018 Spring Garden Initiative. Also follow us on Instagram at Fresh Life Garden. And then we also want you to like and subscribe. And please watch the video and stay tuned for more. Thank you.